And Tamar Bates, haven't talked about him. He jumped up, was it 27, 28 spots in the new Rivals 150. He's in the top 30 now, just short of being a 5-star. Big, it doesn't really matter. He's already here, but it's just something to talk about. But that's Indiana's the highest rated recruit since Romeo, or I can't remember what Trace Jackson Davis was, but I think he's the highest since Romeo, I would think, right?
Yeah, I can't remember what Trace finished in the Rivals. They were right there, neck and neck. I think he may have Trace by 1 or 2 spots, or Trace may have him by 1 or 2, but almost the exact same when you look at those rankings. And I think it's going to be super exciting for Indiana fans to see what Tamar Bates in an Indiana uniform. Just the athleticism that he has, the overall skill set that he has, and what he can bring. We talked about it earlier, just the maturity he has for such a young age already, and that kind of competitive nature that you need from a backcourt player who's really going to kind of be the engine of that team. I would not be surprised as a freshman if he's into some of these older guys' faces in practice. Just that's who he is. And I think, again, that goes back to that competitive nature that the Indiana team has been lacking. And so if you get that from a freshman, not only just a freshman period, but a freshman who's as talented as he is, that confidence that he's going to basically ooze out to the rest of the team is going to be picked up pretty easily from 13 all the way up to 1 on the depth chart. And I think his impact is going to be felt even if you don't see it right away in the box score. But I think on the end of the year, if not earlier, he's going to be one of the best players on the Indiana roster next year.
Yeah, and that's saying something, being a freshman. And speaking of that, last year's freshmen, Leo and Geronimo, of course, Trey Galloway and Christian Lander. Christian Lander, we expect to continue to gain knowledge from these guys coming in. Where is Leo and Galloway? Where are they going to fit in? Is this a great time for them to learn? Which last year would have been a great time for that, but this is going to be their sophomore year. They're going to have to learn quick. Minutes are going to be at a premium, so those guys are going to have to battle hard. Yeah,
and I think you're going to see with Mike Woodson, you're going to see very specific roles for everyone on the team, and I think you're going to see that very early on. And they could change throughout the season, just like roles tend to change periodically in the NBA. And I think that's going to be the biggest adjustment for a lot of these guys. And I think that's why the group that you have now is all in on not only what they expect from themselves, but what they expect from the coaching staff. And there's a lot of transparency going on between the coaches and the players, which I know that both sides appreciate, because at the end of the day, you're only going to be as successful as not only your best player, but your 13th best player, and how they hold themselves accountable. And there's no way to do that unless they clearly know what their specific role is. So I think you're going to see Anthony Leal and Trey Galloway with very, very specific roles. We already know that for Anthony Leal. That's come in and shoot the ball. That's come in and not only shoot it, but make the shots. And then Trey Galloway, I think you're going to look at just a guy who can do a little bit of everything, but in there to defensive, physical stopper. And I think those are the two roles that you're going to see most. I don't think they're going to play huge minutes. But then again, if you're having those two guys play any sort of minutes and contribute, that's something that a lot of other teams probably aren't going to get out of their maybe 9th or 10th players on the roster. And so I would take those 9 or 10 guys over, a lot of 9th or 10th players on depth charts around the country.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that's going to change from what fans have seen in the years past here. You're going to see a lot of different combinations. That's another thing. I doubt you're going to see the same exact starting lineup every game. You're going to not see the same exact starting lineup from front to back. There will be changes. There will be whoever's playing well. It could be a different matchup. There are different reasons to do different things, and you will see that now. It's the old let's do everything the same definition of insanity deal is gone. So I know a lot of fans are looking forward to that, and it's going to be an exciting brand. It's a really exciting talking to those guys last night, especially Miller, who is aware of that. But first of all, you got to talk about the possibility of fans being back in Assembly Hall next year. That is gigantic. And to come back with this team, very big, very important. It's better that they probably weren't there last year, to be honest with you. It's not sad, but that's the truth. And it's great that this is the year that they will get to come back. That could be just huge.